So we know that you guys are going to be working, I don't know, your new role, you're moving up the rank. We saw that really fun clip. You wanted to impress everyone. Can you talk about your relationship a bit this season?
Yeah. Back to like the squad, like I think Catra's definitely the leader, or is trying really hard to be the leader, and Scorpia is someone that she finds really easy to boss around, which at first is sad for Scorpia, but really fun for Catra, and it's a little bit of like the chase. I think Catra loves being the one that's in charge and kind of has everything figured out, meanwhile has no idea what she's doing, but is trying as hard as she can. And I love her effort, but I think she doesn't understand the meaning of true friendship at this point. She's kind of lost what that means. Once she lost Adora, she doesn't really believe in friends right now. And that's sad. It's going to take her a while to come back from that.
And no one wants to mend that broken heart more than Scorpia.
Yeah.
At any cost.
You're going to fix her. That's your main goal.
Well, yeah, and that is her pro and her biggest weakness.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You can't change people.
Can you actually talk a little bit about like Scorpia and how the fact that I think she's really unique in the world of like villains, and that she's pretty soft and like kind-hearted and willing to help people, but she's on the hard side.
Yeah.
She's kind of a contradiction in that way, and I think
Totally.
she's really unique.
Yeah, I think she's really unique too, and I think what's really interesting about her is she's probably, again, I think she is the most loyal character on the show, and certainly in terms of villains in general. The other thing is that I started thinking about it, and I'm like, if you really look at the episodes, the only times that she fights is because she's defending a friend. I can't think of any time where she just like attacks somebody for any other reason. It's literally that it's like, oh, my best friend's in peril, or I have to help my best friend, or whatever. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really smart to be able to create characters that aren't one-dimensional or two-dimensional, that kind of have those different colors. So it's like, yeah, she's grown up in this world, and yeah, she's technically a villain, but I think that in real life, it's like we all know people who are a certain way because of circumstance, but in reality have amazing big hearts. They just aren't connected to them in whatever way, or it's misplaced. So I think that it's a really cool character. I love playing her. I don't think I've ever played a character with a bigger heart, which is ironic because she is the villain. Yeah.
Do you find it kind of ironic that Catra is so focused on getting Adora back that she doesn't even notice that Scorpio is just like, I love you?
100%. I think that's the comedy behind it, which is really the great part about this show, is underlining a lot of the drama. There is a lot of comedy. And I think the great fight between like Scorpia and Catra is that Scorpia is just like, I'm right here, and meanwhile I'm just like Adora, and I have someone that's great right by my side. She doesn't even realize it.
Which, I mean, come on, is there any more real life predicament?
Yeah, it's so true to all of our lives. Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. It really is.
It really is.
And then, so I was talking to Noelle about this, but about 2 weeks ago, one of the original co-creators of She-Ra passed away, Larry DiTillio. Can you talk a little bit about like the influence of the original show and some of the work that they had done on that show?
Truthfully, and I say this is not, I'm not just pandering. She-Ra was my favorite cartoon growing up. Like, booking this was like, when I called my mom, she was like, oh my gosh, your favorite!
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's true. Like, I have the dolls. Like, it's serious. Anyway, to this day, I have the dolls. So yeah, that first, I think for me as a kid in the 80s, dating myself, it was really the first time I remember seeing a woman being powerful in that way, and being the star of the show. That's also the powerful action star, for lack of a better term. So it definitely, for me, it resonated with me from the beginning, and I think it's so cool that now we're getting to see that story, but for this generation, getting to see, because obviously if we made the show the 80s version now, people would be like, what is happening?
Totally. Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily fit this time.
Right, but being able to create something, because that was so meaningful to me during that generation, that could be that meaningful to kids in this generation. I mean, that's a special thing.
Is there a scene that you can tease that you're most excited to see when season 2 comes out?
I don't know how much we're allowed to tease.
I mean, so hard.
I guess.
I was like, what's on the no-fly list?
I mean, there's some great fight scenes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
Catra gets down and dirty. I mean, we're going to really see like a very aggressive side of that character.
Yeah. I mean, anything with Scorpia and Catra is so fun. I think there's some good play in this
Yeah.
season. Getting able to see, again, that unrequited love that we're talking about. Somebody being just so blind to it. She's right here. Yeah, I mean, it's so fun. It's so fun also to get to see it come to life. You know, like every scene. I like watching those clips now. Those are the first time that I'd seen
Same.
those clips, and so it's like it's just that like I was saying earlier that I'm dating someone and he's seen some of my work, but last night we were watching She-Ra for the first time, and he was like, "This is you're a cartoon character."
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I was
My
like,
boyfriend's really into it too.
Right?
He's like, this is so dope.
I was like, what about all the other stuff I've done? He's like, no,
Doesn't matter.
this.
Your career starts now.
Exactly. But I think it was like it was a very sweet moment to remind myself that it's like it is a pretty cool thing that you get
It
to be a
is.
cartoon character. Like
It
that's
is.
it's a pretty exciting like special job that not every
Yeah.
actor even gets to do.
No, it's like being a Disney character. Like
Yeah.
there's something about it. It's magical.
It's
different
really
than
magical.
being an actor on like a major network show. Like that's all amazing too.
Yeah.
But like being a cartoon and having like a kid dress up as your character and then seeing that they relate to that character in a specific way is like, wow, that must really mean something to you. It's really neat.
It is really cool. It's definitely like again in being a live action actor, there's a lot of things you can do, but it's within a
Yeah.
spectrum.
Yes.
When it's a cartoon, it's like I'm throwing people.
You're
You know
literally
what I mean? I have claw hands.
we can do anything we want.
anything.
I'm a cat.
Yeah.
They
Oh my
were
God! When she
badass.
smelled her own foot in that clip. That was like that was
I
the
love
cutest thing
that.
I've ever seen. Oh,
I know.
I love it.
Just checking herself out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What's it like? Speaking of that, like, what is it like watching the fan reaction? Like, especially like between the build up to season 2, and like, is there anything that surprised you about the way the fans reacted, or anything special that you've seen?
I mean, the positivity is just unbelievable. I like I was saying in the panel earlier, I've literally only had one mean tweet. And the funny part about that, again, like people will say things about what I look like in real life, and I'm like, ugh, I don't care. But somebody said something negative about Scorpia, and I was like, oh,
You were, like, so personally
hurt
offended.
so bad, which is so funny. I think it's just because she's so sweet and good
so
that I'm like, don't
sweet.
attack her. But I was about to block the guy on Twitter because I was like, and then I was like, no, give it a minute. And within literally 60 seconds, there was like 200 fans
That's
that
amazing.
just jumped on it. And I was like, gosh, I mean, personally, it was like, that was nice that they all did that. But in the bigger picture,
Poor guy.
I know.
He was really beat to
Yeah,
hell
he probably
in
quit
that
Twitter.
occasion.
But in the bigger picture, it was like, gosh, like what an amazing group of people to have behind you that are like literally
Yeah.
watching your back in every way. And
It's like Taylor Swift fans.
It is like
Or like Bieber fans.
Totally.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really
rabid.
powerful.
It's very powerful.
It is.
It's a
It
cool thing
is.
to be a part of.
Yeah, I think the Tumblr pages are fascinating. Like the memes and the GIFs and the relationship between Adora and Catra and how people like where they want to see that go and the like clips that they've put side by side each other to create their own story is really neat.
Yeah.
And the cosplay is like so exciting for us to see.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
one of the
it's,
coolest parts.
It's so cool, and people are so creative. Like, it really is.
And there's
it
so much
blows me
talent
away.
out there.
Yeah.
Like some of the artists on Instagram and Twitter that tag you and then you're able to see their work. It's like, whoa, the talent out there is so insane. It's amazing how many gifted people there are in the world. It's cool.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like this that reminds you that because people they're not afraid to just show their work. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's no face to this. I'm just going to send it out.
Did you see there was some gals that did cosplay and then they filmed the scenes?
That was insane. I know the two girls you're talking about.
Yeah, there was a Scorpia and a Catra and a Adora.
Yeah.
And they all did the cosplay, which was amazing. But then they filmed scenes,
Yeah.
like doing the diet, like acting it out.
It's amazing.
It was so cool. I was like, I love that
like
this
people
is
are
happening.
making our cartoon live action. It's
Right.
like, that's nuts.
Yeah, and then some people on Twitter were like, "Oh, you guys could play the," and I was like, "Let's just calm
down. Let's.
It's cute, but to a point. You know what
It's
I
cute,
mean?
but
Like,
the roles have been cast.
don't come for our
so
jobs,
Don't,
is what I'm saying.
Don't come for
No.
us.
And so you guys have talked about how, like, obviously, you don't really see the animation until the show comes out, right? So what was it like for you for watching season 1 to watch that prom episode? Because you guys had some fantastic moments in that episode.
That's one of my favorite episodes of the season. I love the costuming. I love the dance between Catra and Adora, the fight dance, the dip. I mean, there's so many fun moments. Obviously, our scenes together where we're trying to get ready for it is hilarious. It's like the dress is not working and what is okayed and what's not. But I think I think the coolest part about that episode is we're really able to introduce a lot of the princesses, and their personality comes out in their attire and the way they present themselves to Frosta. And Frosta is at the helm of that episode, and it's kind of the first time we really get to know her character. That's one of my favorite episodes
Oh, me
of the
too.
season, for
Me
sure.
too. And that's the
and
one-
The Promise, too. I love that one.
Yeah.
Where we kind of flash back to our childhoods.
That's right. I know that's a beautiful one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Princess Prom definitely. I also feel like fans like really responded to that and really responded to like how the characters were drawn and dressed and all those things, which I think is awesome.